Love and peace to you. This is a discourse on our Welt Ethos. My name is Peter Johansson Osisi, and I work with Arasona Ashram. And this is an introduction to some teachings from Hinduism in the Bhagavad Gita regarding the fourth principle of our Welt Ethos, referred to as Haya, modesty, within the context of sexual ethics. So within the Bhagavad Gita, there's actually a modest amount of explicit teachings specifically regarding the experience of marriage and family. Much of the discourse within the Bhagavad Gita refers to the individual experience of spiritual ascension. This being an individual pursuit, ultimately. Ultimately, it's a universal experience. I think can be considered, but it's something that an individual pursues effectively. And so the teachings are provided in that respect, how an individual pursues that process of spiritual transcendence. Yet in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, the warrior who receives the teaching from Sri Krishna, and confronted with the prospect of fighting against his relatives, he communicates the importance of family, and of the integrity of family. How family is a quintessential component, an institution that carries the traditions of a community from generation to generation, and for that reason, there is importance in maintaining the sanctity of the family, the sanctity of marriage, and the relationships therein. And so, recognizing the responsibilities that each individual has within within this process. So this is described within Bhagavad Gita 1:40 a 43, chapter 1, verse 40 through 43. When a family declines, ancient traditions are destroyed. With them are lost the spiritual foundations for life, and the family loses its sense of unity. Where there is no sense of unity, the women of the family become corrupt, and with the corruption of its women, society is plunged into chaos. Social chaos is hell for the family and for those who have destroyed the family as well. It disrupts the process of spiritual evolution begun by our ancestors. The timeless spiritual foundations of family and society would be destroyed by these terrible deeds, which violate the unity of life. And again, that is the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1:40 a 43, chapter 1, verse 40 through 43. So Arjuna addresses the importance of the sanctity of family again, the integrity of family, particularly addressing the importance of women as conduits, as facilitators of this continuity and integrity, and the importance in the righteousness and the modesty of women. The righteousness and modesty of men is important as well. But this is specifically addressed within the Bhagavad Gita. So again, the Bhagavad Gita provides teaching for the individual and how to pursue spiritual transcendence. This involves again transcending the dualities, the aversion towards pain and the affinity towards pleasure, to cultivate an equanimity amidst these experiences, a transcendent indifference, a resiliency, a constancy, a universal compassion that is enduring amidst all forms of experience, all types of affliction and experiences of pleasure, and so this includes the experience of sexual gratification. Indeed, there is the description within the Bhagavad Gita that Those who are enveloped within the pursuit of power and influence and control and material riches often look only at sexual gratification as the purpose of life, and this being a deluded, myopic perspective and limited perspective regarding life and the purpose of life, and that the process of spiritual transcendence, of cultivating spiritual discipline, mindfulness, concentration, samadhi, yoga, through the four different means of service and devotion and wisdom, and meditation, that this involves becoming increasingly indifferent even towards that experience of sensual pleasure, including sexual pleasure. This is conveyed within the Bhagavad Gita 2:56 a 61, chapter 2, verse 56 through 61. Neither agitated by grief nor hankering after pleasure, they live free from lust and fear and anger. Established in meditation, they are truly wise. Fettered no more by selfish attachments, they are neither elated by benevolent fortune nor depressed by bad. Such are the seers. Even as a tortoise draws in its limbs, the wise can draw in their senses at will. Aspirants abstain from sense pleasures, but they still crave for them. These cravings all disappear when they see the highest goal. Even of those who tread the path, the stormy senses can sweep off the mind. They live in wisdom who subdue their senses and keep their minds ever absorbed in me. That is the Bhagavad Gita 2:56 a 61, chapter 2, verse 56 through 61. So again, the path of spiritual transcendence involves cultivating discipline in our actions, discipline within our communication, and discipline within our thought. Being compassionate, having universal compassion for all beings, caring for the well-being of all beings, and providing service, and through different methodologies of yoga, of spiritual discipline, cultivating mindfulness, concentration, samadhi, and transcending the dualities of pain and pleasure, and cultivating a constancy, and experiencing spiritual transcendence accordingly. And so all these are part of the teachings regarding within Hinduism regarding the fourth principle of our Welt ethos of Haya, modesty, particularly within the context of sexual ethics. Ananda Shanti.